Welcome back to Bombastic Nation and Ting. Back with some more vibes for all you. And one of my Indian brethrens told me, hey, you gotta watch this here, you know what I mean? And this one is called Ancient Underground City Found in India. Strange cave systems of Kugai Murugan Temple. And Praveen Mohan is the guy here, I do believe, that is exploring these. You know, I did an episode of Geography now, and they talk about an underground city and stuff, you know what I mean? But it was an April Fool's one. So apparently this year is a true story of an ancient underground city in India. So I guess we did used to live underground back in the day, which, yeah, of course we did, humans that is. So let's go ahead and YouTube. Before I say that, go ahead and drop a like on this video and also share it. You understand what I say? You know, because I think everybody should know all this stuff as much as they can, at least. So let's go ahead and watch this.
See, guys, I could probably go in there, and I would very much like to go in there. I don't know if you can see this, guys. I don't want you to panic, okay? It's just the bats. And sometimes they'll fly, like, really fast. Uh-oh.
Oh no, not me. I man ain't going under there. I'm 7'1". I'll be crawling the whole way. Is that Praveen or Praveen? Might be Praveen.
Hey guys, I know you're probably wondering, what am I doing with this lamp in the middle of the woods, right? I'm looking for an ancient cave system, a secret underground city, which was supposedly used by a reptilian called Surapadma. This is mentioned in ancient Indian texts, and apparently some locals claim that there is a cave here that was used by Surapadman, and they said there is a temple built around here in memory of Surapadman and Lord Murugan who killed him. And this is the ancient pathway that was used by Surapadman himself to go to the cave. I know it sounds crazy to go look.
I mean, it's crazy how, you know, but you do it every day, but you're walking in ancient times, because, you know, the earth may have changed a little bit and thing, but you could still walk in areas like he's walking on a path to an ancient underground city. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. I wish people would preserve history more so you know where you're walking and what you're walking on, you know?
Looking for a cave that was mentioned in ancient Indian texts and the folklore, but sometimes
So it's a folklore.
Reality exceeds expectations and even imagination. So let's go and see if we can find it. Okay, there's good news, and that is we can find a temple of Lord Murugan, who killed Surapadman. The bad news is it looks pretty renovated, and I don't see a sign of a cave. And that's disappointing, except that sounds promising. Wow. Now, this is really interesting, guys. I can see a tunnel that goes underground. Is this the underground city of Surapadma? Let's go take a look and see what this has to offer. Very interesting to see that this is all laterite. The concrete patches are recent attempts of renovating this cave. Laterite is the same material used in Cambodian temples. For example, it was used in the outer wall of Angkor Wat Temple. Now you can see pillars or columns set up top, which means once this staircase was covered and had a roof, and it would have had a door, possibly even locked to make sure no one can access it. This means that there's something important inside. Let's go and see what's inside. Okay, this is totally weird. I thought this would be a regular water well or just a small dead-end cave. I was wrong. There was a vast set of caves, carefully dug, going in so many different directions. This is just bizarre.
So you can see they're lighting lamps and doing all that stuff. And you can see that they're worshipping stuff here.
People still go in there and do that stuff, I guess. Maintaining the ancient
So you
beliefs.
see here, these are places for putting lamps. And you see here, these are places for putting lamps. This is what they did in most caves. They kept lamps and they probably meditated for long hours. So this is definitely not a natural cave. And you can see they're still worshiping. You can see the lamps, it's still sort of active. These people come here and do some type of ritual here.
Wow.
So I'm turning this on, so this probably gives us more insight. So these guys carefully made this stuff, but we don't know why.
Could it have been a persecuted religion or belief system that was hiding under there to continue their practices so that those in power or those who don't want to believe the way they do, to hide from them? That could be the motivation for building these things, this cave system under there, so they could go worship and stuff like that. Of course, there's a little bit of mythology put in there because he did say something about reptilian. The main person was some kind of reptilian person.
And you see the water trickles through this, guys. It's actually a perfect place for bats, not for humans. So one thing that you
We used to have
see
bats in
here-
our attic.
It's kind of, see, guys, I could probably go in there, and I would very much like to go in there. I don't know if you can see this, guys. The tunnel goes really deep, and you can see that it turns. And again, another one, you know? And another one, see? There's a bunch of tunnels going in, but it's completely infested with bats, guys.
Now, remember I said this could be an entrance to a secret underground city, and it was used by ancient aliens? Now, according to ancient texts, Surapadman was killed by Lord Murugan. And Surapadman was not human, guys. He was half reptilian or half Naga, because his father was an alien. The father's name was Bajra Naga. Now, it is documented multiple times in ancient Indian texts that Nagas lived in underground cities and used secret entrances to access the ground. And you can see that this cave system is quite bizarre and makes me wonder if it was built by Nagas. What's more interesting, this area is called Tachan Kuruchu in Tamil language, which is one of the oldest languages in the world. The word Tachan means builder or engineer. Now, this is why a stonemason is still called Kaltachan even today. And we saw the temple on top, the Murugan temple on top. That's apparently built in memory of Murugan, who came looking for Surapadman in this cave.
Okay, guys, so you can see that the bats are flying around. I'm just gonna go maybe a few feet further and see if I can see anything on the outside. For example, if I see some light on the outside, we know there is another way out, okay? And if it just ends, also I'll show you, I have another camera recording here on my Sony action cam as well. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna go, you just stay here, okay? You don't move, and if the bats fly, don't panic, okay? I'm gonna put a mask on, guys, because the smell is just horrible. So you can see the cave becomes like a narrow tunnel, and you can still see that it goes deeper, but it has become so narrow that human beings cannot go through it. Is this the entrance to the underworld of Nagas? Now, remember, we saw the same thing in Ellora Caves.
Come here. Listen, man. I'm not saying much, but I'm really intrigued by this. You know, I'm drawn in by it. This is nuts. Isn't it said that a while back we had smaller stature? You know what I mean? You'd hear about, you know, giants living in places and stuff like me, 7'1" and above. You know, but you know, this is really interesting, guys. Narrower and narrower, too narrow for humans to go. I cannot go a lot further, but the tunnel continues deeper. So think about it, if this is built by human beings, how did human beings go inside? How did they fit inside and carve such a narrow tunnel if I cannot fit inside? I mean, was it built by humans at all? Or was it built by another race? So I'm gonna go as much as I can. And the bats fly, and you can see the ceiling is like really low, and this is all just lava. Right? I wouldn't fit. If it just falls on me, I'm dead. So I don't think I can go all the way in, but I'm just gonna try maybe a few feet further, okay? I just wanna see what's on the other end. Uh-oh. It appears that it's, I don't know if you can see, guys, it appears that it goes very deep, actually. It's never ending.
It goes very deep. And you can see that this bottom here, for example, that's just for oil, okay? These people come this deep and do some type of rituals, even today, I think, or at least a few decades ago. I may have to crawl. I don't know. I can see that the tunnel kind of curves. Can you guys see this?
I see it. I wouldn't go in there.
Now, if I disturb the bats enough, they're gonna come in groups and fly right in my face. I'm not afraid of that, but uh-oh.
Here they come.
Again, you have to wonder, why did they create a cave system like this? Where does it go? Okay, so guys, you can see the ceiling is right here. Okay, if I go any further, I have to go completely like rolling on the floor. There's no way I'm gonna be able to go inside because it's too narrow for me. It's just too narrow for me to go, okay? See, the bottles are in there. All the way deep, the oil bottles are in there.
Wow, they're crawling deep in there.
And turn back.
So, what do you think? Is this really the cave of Surapadman? If not, who built these tunnels that are narrowing so deep? How did human beings go so deep if they cannot even fit in there and create these tunnels? Do these tunnels lead to a secret underground city? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
You know what? Here's the thing. I believe humans do it. Of course, over the years, the earth shifts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even when we don't know it's shifting, it's probably most likely shifting. Caves will get filled up. You know what I mean? Maybe it was more room in there for them to get through and and do all of that and live. Sorry, you know what I mean? But man, thanks for sending that to me. That was really interesting. Now, I'm not a big fan of caves because I'm claustrophobic for one, and number two, I'm 7'1". I get stick way faster than you shorter people. Wow, that was interesting. I mean, I was engrossed in that vibe there. But anyway, man, thank you all for listening and thank all for watching with me. That's the radio in me saying listening. Thanks for watching this with me, man. This was solely interesting. I hope you all enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I hope you guys really enjoyed it and stuff. In the meantime, you all take care of each other, all right? Cool runnings.